other day, I went out to take the trash. And for me, taking the trash out is sort of a mitzvah, a good deed I'm doing for the sake of the world. I keep recycling and I got different bags for plastic, glass, bottles, and so forth. So as I'm walking to the recycle bin, I see one of my neighbors standing by, and he's drinking soda from a can. And we're having a little chat. He's asking me, how am I doing? And I'm like, all good, another day, another mitzvah. And as I start sorting out the trash, I see him finishes his can, reaching over with his hand, and what does he do? Ignores completely the recycle bin and throws the can into the garbage. I was a little bit shocked because, I was just sorting trash over here, didn't you see? But as I came back to my senses, I thought, this is so ironic. I mean, people are investing their whole career trying to create new green technologies or state the new governmental reforms. Yet what's it all worth if at the end people aren't willing to comply with it and cooperate? I'm a student for social psychology, and in our field, what we do is that we ask those exact questions. What makes people to do what they do? What motivates them? What will get them to comply? And in one of our classes, we went through the behavioral interventions that could push people into energy-saving behavior. And I thought I should come here and share them with you guys. So the first intervention is commitment. A study ran in a hotel handed out guests a form in which they explained them about the awareness of water saving. In some of those forms, at the bottom, people could check a box and say, I commit to hang up my towel for reuse. And it turned out that even though people didn't have to check that box, and even though there were no consequences for them violating this commitment, people who actually checked the box were more likely to hang up their towels for reuse. Moreover, they also handed out for some of the guests who committed, a pin that says, I'm a friend of the earth. And they saw that people who actually wore the pin and were more likely to hang up their towels even more than those who actually committed. So why is that happening? Psychology explains that in two manners. One, when we commit, we make a self-contract with ourselves. So it helps us to stay consistent with our commitment. And two, when we commit in front of the public, we actually make a contract with society. So we want to keep consistent in front of society. You see me, I got engaged a few weeks ago, and I love my girlfriend, but I didn't have to marry her. Thank you very much. I didn't have to marry her, right? But I chose to because I want to express my commitment to her, and I want to do it publicly in front of my friends and family. And okay, so the other intervention is to set goals. And another research about family households challenged them to set a goal to reduce their electricity consumption. And it turned out that those households with the proper feedback were actually managed to save 15% of their electricity bill, which is great, right? And it turned out it happens because setting goals energizes us. It keeps us motivated to act, and that's all we ask, right? For people to take action. But I want to emphasize the feedback point, which is very important, and that's what they call in energy-saving behavior eco-feedback, which means that if people are recycling, if they put in effort to reduce their electricity consumption, let them know about that, okay? Give them a little smiley, bottom of the electricity bill, say, great job, you were below average this month. We need to make it fun to recycle so it becomes more of a goal rather than a task. And I wanted to show you how they turned it off in Sweden when they actually turned the bottle bin into an arcade game. Okay, so as you can see, maybe if the neighbor, it's great, right? So if my neighbor had set himself a goal, my neighbor from before had set himself a goal, and maybe he felt a little bit more committed to the process, and maybe he had that cool bin to push his can into, maybe it would have gone into more change in behavior and recycle as can rather than throw it in the garbage. Thank you very much.